introduction to me, I am 19 years old. I'm from Leeds in Yorkshire in England, and I am currently 25 weeks pregnant. This is my first baby. I am having a baby boy, and he is going to be called Kristen after his dad, Chris. And I am super excited, but I'm also super terrified. I don't have a clue what to expect from motherhood, and every day that passes seems like a day closer to him. And I basically just wanted to start a channel to find support and find other people in similar situations, and also to offer my experiences and my support to other mums who are going through what I'm going through. I feel still really young and not immature, but inexperienced. And so I am a little bit apprehensive about having a baby. I would have happily waited, but I mean, I'm so grateful for him and so happy for him to, be here, but it's still so nerve-wracking. But yeah, so that's an introduction. I suppose I better tell you a little bit about how I found out and what's going on so far in the pregnancy. So basically I was, I think, 6 weeks pregnant when I found out, about roughly 6 weeks pregnant. I didn't have a clue what to expect, and I was really scared. I previously had a miscarriage at 13 weeks, and it really set me back when I found out I was pregnant again, because it was only about 7 months after I'd lost my first, and I was just so terrified that something was gonna go wrong and that something bad was gonna happen. And I don't think you can ever get rid of that feeling. There was nothing that could get rid of that feeling of what if, and I just wanted him to be safe. Obviously at this point we didn't know it was a him, but I just wanted the baby to be safe, and I was counting down every single day. I was just so excited to get to 12 weeks, and then so excited to get to 13 and then 14 and then 15, and every week I was counting down, and it was like this milestone, like, oh my god. So we had our first scan at 12 weeks. Well, actually we booked a private scan, and when I thought I was going to be 12 weeks, I was going to be 11 weeks and 5 days, and we got to the private scan and they said, he's actually measuring at 13 weeks. So that was a big shock, because I was like 2 weeks ahead. I was nearly 14 weeks. That's what he looked like. I don't think I've got the other photo. That is my scan photo from 13 weeks, my little bubba. But he had a really good heart rate, and I just cried that entire appointment, because we never got to see a scan of my previous baby, and just seeing him on the screen, he was wriggling around everywhere, pushing, kicking, and it just gave me so much hope and so much relief. Even my mum was nearly in tears, because she came with us, with me and my partner. And she said, like, oh my god, I'm so relieved that there's just a heartbeat and there's a baby, and I was just so thankful in that moment, so thankful. But yeah, so that was my first ever scan, seeing him, and then we had to rearrange the hospital scan, because they do tests on the baby. They can only do them up to 14 weeks. Any further on, and they can't do the tests. It's tests for Down syndrome. They also test for something else to do with size of baby and stuff, and they test for abnormalities with their like nuchal fold, which is like a little measurement in the back of their neck. So they did all the tests eventually, but I had to rebook my appointment because my actual hospital scan wasn't booked for another 2 weeks, I think. So they had to get me an emergency appointment the next day after my private scan, to basically say like, let's get the tests done, which I got them done. They're called screening tests, they call them, and they'll always do them at your dating scan. But yeah, so we went to the hospital and we got the due date, which is the 15th of March 2020. And it seemed so far away then. I mean, this scan was in, I think, September? July, August, September. Yeah, it would have been in September when we had the scan. And so, like, it felt like so far away, but now it's a couple of weeks coming up to Christmas, and then after Christmas it'll be 2.5 months, and and then that's it, he'll be here. So it's really, really come along so fast. But yeah, so we had the 12-week scan. Everything was fine, everything was perfect, and then it was just counting down the days again. And you still have that worry, even though you've seen them, even though you've seen a heartbeat, even though you've heard everything. But I was still so nervous every day, and I was really sick, really, really, really sick. I think for the first 15, 16 weeks, so about the first 4 months of the pregnancy, I was every day. I had really bad nausea, sickness, vomiting. I thought I was going to have hyperemesis, which is a condition in pregnancy. My mum had it. She had it really bad throughout her pregnancies, 3 out of 6 of her pregnancies. And I just had really bad sickness. I could barely get out of bed. I had awful heartburn and acid reflux. I used to get really dizzy. I couldn't eat anything. And so I really, really struggled. And you really struggle to not tell people as well, because when you're being so ill, you just want to tell everyone, like, don't judge me, I'm ill, I'm pregnant. We actually went on a holiday, only to the seaside, somewhere near Whitby, near like Whitby, Scarborough. We went on a family holiday when I was 6 weeks pregnant, and that was when my sickness had just kicked in, and I literally spent the holiday just throwing up and couldn't eat certain things, and that's when I told my parents as well, and they were so happy for us. But yeah, so I just spent the majority of the first 3 to 4 months just in bed doing nothing. I didn't go out really to friends' houses. I used to have to go to my friend's house to watch Bake Off. We used to do it every Tuesday, and it was at the point where I was about 12 weeks, I'd say. I was still throwing up, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so awkward. I haven't told my friends yet, so in fact I was probably earlier than 12 weeks because I told them as soon as we had the scan. But we never really announced on Facebook or anything. I wasn't really up to it, I don't think. I think after losing our first, it sort of makes you a bit cautious with what you want to post to people, because I remember after losing my first, I was already 12 weeks, and I had told a few people, like family members and close family friends and my best friends and stuff, and I think that was the hardest bit, was knowing that knowing that I had to tell them that there was no baby anymore. So I didn't want to go through that again. I wanted to just get as far along as I could without telling anybody. luckily my boyfriend was the same. He wasn't bothered about telling anyone yet. He's I think he was scared to tell his family. My boyfriend's from a strict African Christian family, so obviously I was terrified for him, but I knew he'd have to tell them eventually, and he has told them obviously. But yeah, so, and then I got to 16 weeks, and we started planning gender reveal and booked my private scan for the gender scan. We had the gender reveal on the 27th of October, and yeah, it was brilliant. It was just so lovely. We had all our families and friends there, and I sort of had an inkling that it was a boy anyway. I think you do have an inkling, and I really was strongly like, it's going to be a boy. I wasn't bothered if it was a girl. I was happy if it was a girl, but I had this inkling it's a boy. And yeah, we had the gender reveal party. We popped the balloon and it was blue. I'll try and upload a video of it to come after me. Yes, right. Thank you all for coming, and we're ready. We'll count down. Right, 3, 2, 1. But it was such a special moment, and we were just so happy. And we found out when I was 19 weeks, I was literally just turning 20 weeks that day, and I had another scan for the day after, a hospital scan for the day after, so I said that they can confirm it at the hospital scan. The private scan was amazing though. We went to a place called Window to the Womb, which if you are looking for a private scan place, I would go there. They were brilliant. But yeah, so we did all that, did the gender reveal, you know, found out it was a boy. We'd already chosen the name Kristen for a boy. My boyfriend's family on his dad's side, it sort of carries down sort of the name Chris. So we wanted sort of a play on that sort of name. So we came up with Kristen, which I absolutely love his name. And I'm hoping that I still love it when he's born. Because I'm scared that I'm going to like change my mind and just decide I hate the name, you know, so that's why I'm trying not to tell loads and loads of people that I personally know, because I'm just scared that I'm going to tell everyone and announce the name and then decide I don't like it, so I'm trying not to jinx it. Got hair in my mouth. But yeah, so we then went to do shopping, me and my mum. We planned everything. We planned the nursery. Well, I'm in his nursery now. We planned pretty much all of the stuff we're gonna buy him. I'll see if I can find you 20 weeks scan. So that was the hospital 20-week scan. He's got his little fists up, like a little boxer. We got a few photos from there. He looks really cute. And then we had the private 20-week scan. I'll show you these photos. So that was him in the private. This was actually at, I think I was 18 weeks and like 5 days or something, but that's him. And then we had a little 4D preview, which he looks like an alien in this. I think it is still cute because like you can see his little hand and everything, but he does look like an alien. We have got another 4D scan booked on the 18th of December, and I'll be 27 weeks. They said the best time to have them is between like 26 and 28 weeks, because that's when they're not like big and squashed yet. when they get to when you get over 30 weeks, they're a bit too squashed to see them properly on the 4D scan. And she was saying, but when they're any earlier than 26 weeks, they do still look a bit alien-like. She said, so 26 to 28 weeks is when their features have mostly developed and they're gonna look like a real baby. So we're going then, and I'm so excited to see what he looks like. Simply because he's gonna be mixed race. Me and my partner, I am white British. My partner is originally from Zimbabwe. He moved over here when he was a teenager. And so I'm a bit we don't know what he's gonna look like. Sometimes if I was with a white partner or something, you could roughly tell, he's gonna look white, but because he's gonna be mixed race, it's sort of hard to tell, will he have curly hair like his dad, or will he have normal hair like me, normal straight hair. I always think, will he have his dad's features, or will he have more British features like me? Will he be really dark like his dad, or will he be really light like me, or will he be sort of bang in between and be half and half of us? I really don't know, so I'm really excited for the 4D scan, because I've seen a lot of other women post theirs, and they're basically just the cutest little things. And they see them comparison to when they're born and the 4D scan, and they literally look identical, they haven't changed at all. So pretty much what he looks like at the 4D scan is what he's gonna look like when he's born. But yeah, so that's mostly our story up to now. We're currently in the process of buying the nursery bits. We've got most of them. We're going for a woodland themed nursery, with foxes and bears and stuff like that. His whole wardrobe is just full of foxes and little bears and woodland creatures and stuff. So he's gonna be really spoiled, basically. It's gonna be like a little fox. But yeah, so we have actually got loads. I've got the poo pram downstairs as well. I'm going to bring that up to his nursery today, and I'm hopefully going to sort out some of his drawers. And a trip to IKEA will be in store, so I'm so excited for that, just to get to IKEA. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for our journey so far. I've just had lots of appointments and things like that coming up. I've got a glucose tolerance test. I don't know whether any other pregnant mamas will be having that, but I've got to have it because of my BMI. But it's basically a diabetes test that they do in pregnancy, because you can get diabetes specific whilst to being pregnant. It's called gestational diabetes, and it can be dangerous for babies if you've got it. So they test it, and then if you have got it, they put you on either medication, or they say change your diet and stuff like that. So obviously I've got to wait and see, but that's on Monday. And then I've got another appointment with the midwife just before Christmas. I'll be 28 weeks, and from there they're going to measure my bump to see how big my bump is, and if he's measuring sort of 2 size as the bump should be, which everybody says I'm quite big. I'll show you my bump. This is my bump. So this is Kristen. I'm wearing my maternity top today. But yeah, so he does look huge on camera actually. But yeah, so I'm 25 weeks and a couple days. So roughly about 6 months pregnant. You actually have 10 months of pregnancy. So when people say, oh, I'm pregnant for 9 months, you're not. It's actually 10 months. But it's just split into 9 months. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But yeah, so I think that's it. I'll be hoping to upload another video soon. This was just like an introduction video, so please feel free to introduce yourselves to me. Say a quick hello. If you're pregnant as well, let me know. Or if you're not pregnant, if you're already a mum, or if you're looking to have a baby, or if you're just here because you were interested, just say a quick hello in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give us a like, and let me know if there's any specific videos you want to see. Obviously I'm planning on doing like a nursery tour when the nursery's almost finished. If you want to see any of my bits and bobs that I've bought him, maybe you want to see me organising his drawers, I don't know. You might think that's awfully boring. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see from me, then please just comment below, let me know. And feel free to follow my other social media where I post most of my interesting pictures of baby. But yeah, so that's it. So thank you for watching.